And welcome to the weekly wrap only on KENS 5 Plus. I'm your host, Vanessa Croy. So let's get to your biggest stories of the week. Coming in at number 5 in our countdown, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office has unveiled a new mobile app designed with public safety in mind. You can get important alerts and view an interactive map of registered sex offenders. The app also provides resources for families with loved ones in custody, like scheduling visits, reviewing commissary options, and booking information. You can download it all for free on the App Store. And coming in at number 4, more than 100 homes were damaged after a tornado touched down in a residential area outside of Houston. It happened on Monday. Photos and drone video posted on Facebook by the Harris County Precinct 4 Constable's Office shows roofs with shingles completely ripped off. The damage affected the Memorial Northwest neighborhood, but thankfully no injuries were reported. The Houston Fire Department dispatched 5 members of its SAW team to cut up and remove toppled trees. The National Weather Service did issue a tornado warning for those surrounding areas. 'Tis the season for bright lights and big decorations, but also a surge in holiday injuries. Our KENS 5's Jeremy Baker shows us how to avoid a trip to the hospital and keep your holiday season merry and safe.
As the winter holidays approach, we need to think about keeping ourselves safe in order to avoid decorating disasters that could land you in the hospital for the holidays.
Believe it or not, adults are really susceptible to fall injuries as we gear up and get closer to the holidays.
Ladders are a big source of falls, even a little one like this.
A ladder that not only has a few rungs for you to get up higher, but also has a way for you to hold on as you're on that top rung and has sturdy bottoms.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says there are about 160 Christmas decorating related injuries every day during the holiday season. Nearly half of those incidents involve falls, and in the 2023 holiday season, close to 15,000 people were treated in emergency rooms due to holiday decorating related injuries. Extension cords create holiday hazards too. Make sure you're only using indoor cords inside and outdoor cords outside, and don't overload electrical circuits.
We want to encourage you to get one of these cord winders so that any excess cording can be kept secure and out of the way.
If you're cooking outside, keep kids away from the grill and take extra care when frying a turkey.
Not only burns, but could create a fire situation.
And don't try to be that guy who insists they can carry it all in one trip. Oops.
We need folks to be mindful, take their time, and if it requires multiple trips, that's the safest thing to do.
For more about how to stay safe outdoors during this holiday season, head to this story on KENS5.com. In the studio, Jeremy Baker, KENS 5.
All good tips there, Jeremy. Thank you. Well, the weekly wrap will be back right after this.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
A broken vehicle fixed after 5 months of no help.
KENS 5 made it 100% better.
A busted windshield fixed after getting the runaround from a contractor.
And you guys did it. Y'all were amazing.
A much-needed tax refund this man couldn't access. Yep, fixed.
KENS 5 actually helped me out quite a lot, actually.
Have a consumer problem you can't solve? Call KENS. Weekdays at 6 on KENS 5.
Got a problem, call KENS. They will solve the problem.
My name is Sue Kalberg, and I am a journalist for KENS 5 for 22 years. I think it's been an awesome privilege to be able to work in the town that I grew up in. My uncle, Rex Stanley, was the very, 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 very first guy hired at KENS 5. From the beginning, I said, you can get paid for that? Let me in. It fills my heart to be a part of the KENS family, because the KENS family is the San Antonio family. I am San Antonio's own Sue Kalberg.
We want to get you breaking news right now.
Here, let me show you the police activity. New insight into a deadly police shooting.
We just got an update from fire officials. We'll continue to keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage live or on demand right here on KENS 5 Plus.
And welcome back to the Weekly Wrap. Coming in at number 3, a new move by the Trump administration is sparking outrage in the medical community. Nursing is among the professions left off a list of professional degrees. The Department of Education says a proposed rule would affect future borrowing for student loans and loan caps. The bottom line, though, aspiring nurses may have a larger financial burden for their schooling. The changes to student loan borrowing and other higher education funding will go into effect next July. The president of the American Nurses Association said this, quote, "It threatens the very foundation of patient care." And coming in at number 2, a federal judge has dismissed the case against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. A federal judge ruled that the Trump administration went beyond its authority to appoint Lindsay Halligan as interim U.S. attorney. She took over the role after the previous attorney was ousted for refusing to bring the cases forward. Now the White House is pushing back.
It's our position that Lindsay Halligan is extremely qualified for this position, but more importantly, was legally appointed to it.
We'll be taking all available legal action.
James faced charges of bank fraud and making false statements to a financial institution, while Comey had been charged with obstruction of Congress and making false statements during a Senate hearing back in 2020. Holiday cheer can hide a lot, especially the emotional battles children may be fighting behind closed doors. Our Alicia Nieves takes you inside a San Antonio counseling center where families say the support is changing lives.
Holidays can light up a room, but for many children, this time of year brings something else: stress, anxiety, even crisis. At Roy Moss Youth Alternatives, counselors say they're seeing the signs loud and clear.
It can be a really hard time, especially if there's been a lot of conflict or transition issues at home.
Those signs? Often hidden.
Isolation, sometimes behavioral changes. They don't communicate. They don't want to engage with the family.
It's not just holiday pressure. It's deeper pain families may not know how to catch.
It could be self-esteem issues or stuff like that, or anxiety when it comes to bigger gatherings or even just holiday events.
Inside these rooms, children get therapy, psychiatric care, and hands-on tools to process what they're feeling.
We can do medication management alongside clinical therapy. We do a lot of play therapy, tray, art therapy.
For Juan Puga, this place didn't just help his family, it changed everything.
Single parent, just me and my boys, my best friends.
His oldest son was in crisis.
He was 10, suicidal. I didn't know how to help him.
But slowly, with counseling, he noticed a shift.
And now they smile, they're happy.
The boys read their counseling worksheets every morning. Juan takes classes here too, learning how to reconnect.
The big one, he wouldn't hug. Now he just comes up and hugs me. And I ask him, "You okay?" He goes, "Yeah, I love you."
Counselors say early support can mean the difference between crisis and recovery. For Juan, it's the reminder that with help, families can turn the page.
Huge change. Huge change. It's nice.
And stay with us right here. The Weekly Wrap. We'll be right back.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio Zone. When you look into their eyes, you see passion. You see hard work. You see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
Talked to this police officer, and she told me to call KENS 5.
Every week, KENS 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they sent a professional AC guy, and my AC's working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
it was shocking. Clearly something went wrong.
Or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
Just call KENS. Weekdays at 6, only on KENS 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call KENS 5 to help you if you need help too.
Born and raised on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. Generations of my family have been from this part of Texas. I have Fiesta roots, I have Spurs roots, I have Texas Fighter roots. Played basketball at Clark. Basketball was a huge part of my life for 16 years. My comfort dish, a plate of chilaquiles with salsa verde. I grew up watching Ken's Five. I am who I am because of this beautiful city. I hope that they can find a sense of pride knowing that their creation is helping deliver them the most important news of the day. I'm Alicia Nieves, and I'm proud to be from this beautiful city.
If you want a meal that will make you say,
So good!
That is fantastic.
catch Neighborhood Eats, where we find the best local restaurants. Streaming now on Kent's 5 Plus.
Welcome back. A woman on the South Side says she got an oil change at Walmart, and when she got her car back, she found one of the handles was broken. Well, she asked Walmart to help repair it, but the issue went unresolved for months. Then she called Ken's. Andrew Moore tells us what happened next.
Lucy Carrillo lives on Social Security, so when she found her vehicle's door handle broken after an oil change, she didn't have hundreds of dollars to fix it. She says Walmart wouldn't help her with the issue for months, but after Kens 5 spoke to a local manager, he took action to help her immediately.
I walked up to it, and all I did was put my hand in it, fell off there.
Lucy Carrillo got her oil changed at this Walmart back in August. It took them a while to get it done, but when she came back to the car after employees parked it outside, she says the handle fell off.
And I turned around, and those guys were looking, and I said, hey, somebody broke my handle.
Carrillo said she didn't have trouble with the handle before, and the Walmart paperwork didn't list it as an issue before they started service. So Carrillo asked their manager how this happened.
He said, I'm going to go watch the video. I said, okay. It took a long time, and then he came out, and he said, I can't really tell.
Carrillo says the auto manager asked her to get a repair estimate, which she did. She said she came back, and a manager claimed they would pay for it, but she didn't get that in writing, and she didn't get the money that day either. Carrillo also sent 2 certified letters to Walmart over the next 2 months to try to get this addressed. Finally, she called Kens 5.
I said, I've done everything that I can. I'm going to call Kens 5 and see what they can do.
So Kens 5 walked into the store on Friday and spoke to a different manager, and that manager took action immediately. Carrillo got a call within the next 15 minutes.
He said, and he wanted to go ahead and take care of it for me.
Then on Monday, the manager personally met with her and got her the money for the estimate.
He apologized, and he said that for me to contact him if I ever had another problem.
Carrillo's glad she got the money to pay the mechanic, after all, and she's glad she called Kens 5.
Very, very happy. It took 3 months, but as soon as I called Kens 5, it got taken care of.
And Carrillo says she's very thankful that manager was able to help her. After all, if you end up in a situation like this where you're promised a payment or a refund, make sure you try to get it in writing at the time, especially via email. That way, if you then have to go to someone else, you have proof of what was going on. For Call Kens, Andrew Moore, Kens 5.
And back to our countdown. Coming in at number 1 this week, President Donald Trump says negotiations to end the war between Russia and Ukraine have narrowed to only a few final points of disagreement. The president says he now wants to meet with the leaders of both countries, but only when the deal is in its final stages. U.S. officials say Ukraine has agreed to a peace deal, but the head of their Security Council was less definitive, writing they only had reached a common understanding on the core terms of the agreement. On Tuesday, Democrats called on the president to stop pushing what they're calling a pro-Russian one-sided peace deal. And thank you for joining us for this week's episode of the Weekly Wrap on Kens 5 Plus. We'll see you back here next week.